What's going on, y'all? It's TCG here, back again with another Market Watch Monday. And I know it's been a little bit, but I'm excited to get back into it. Like I said in the last one, I've been pretty busy with some other stuff, dabbling in some other card games, busy with some other things in life, but you know how that goes. I'm happy to be back to the grind and to talk about '08 because I believe the last time we talked about it, we talked about pre-release prices. And yeah, here we are, like 2+ weeks into the set, and this set is settling very nice and I think aging very nice. I've been saying for a while now that I think that Bandai has actually started to up production on the One Piece card game. We're seeing a lot more product at LGS's, at least in my area, and I've seen it on Facebook and Twitter. A lot of places are getting more product than they used to, and that makes me very happy because that means more product to open, more product for new players, easier access for new players, because the first year and a half of this game's life, very hard for people to get into it and to open up product. So enough about that. Before we jump into this video, I want to shout out today's sponsor, and that's going to be Dueling Guard. I just want to show off some of their stuff that they got going on right now. They got the Gauntlet, their new bag that just dropped, already selling out, and that looks like they have the red left up, and then they also have some awesome new releases, including these Gohan and Broly boxes, which I think look super sick. So if you want to get some of this stuff, make sure to check that link in the description and use that code GumGumTCG to save yourself a discount at checkout. But let's just go ahead and look back over here at the booster display case. So this is a case, 12 boxes of '08, and we're seeing verified. We can skip past this one because it is unverified. 10 sales. It's kind of hard to trust this. You don't really want to. I'm not saying don't buy from unverified sellers, but you definitely can't trust them as much as somebody who has the verified marks on TCG Player. So verified, we're looking at 1040 for your lowest case. I mean, that's like really cheap for this product. I mean, you're talking like 85 a box, I believe. That's pretty good. Like a little less than MSRP value, and I mean, we can even see it here. In July, people were buying these cases for 2,200, and now we're all the way. I mean, it just kept going down, and then on release, like, I mean, we've seen some sales as low as 800. We can look at some more data. Yeah, some people buying. I imagine some of these are Japanese or like half cases, because there's not any that are selling for $300. But it looks like someone was buying those $800 ones, those 881s. They still have a couple left, but yeah, that's insanely cheap. And right there next to it is the double packs. I am not an advocator for the double packs. I do think that they are kind of a scam. Typically, they're like $10 to $15 for 2 packs and a special Dawn, which that Dawn is typically, like, I think the highest we've seen one is like $5. So I don't really like double packs that much. They're kind of fun to open, but at the end of the day, you're really not getting that much value out of them. You could easily just buy the Dawn in 2 packs for like the same price. But for a display of 8 of them, you're looking at 107, which is still kind of high. I mean, these are supposed to be like $9.99 on a store shelf, I'm pretty sure, at a big box retailer. But yeah, I'm not a big advocate for these, but that's way cheaper than you look at the end of August when these were selling for $250. And then we can look at the box prices. Like, we're seeing verified box prices at $95. That's like as good as it gets, man. I can't really lie. That's like MSRP is like $90 to $100 a box, and I'm very happy to see that we're there. But I also think that kind of leans on the value of this set. The top end of this set is not as high as past sets that we've had, unfortunately. The manga is a little lackluster. Not dissing on Rayleigh. Rayleigh's my guy. He's one of the goats. He's really cool character and stuff, but he's just not going to be able to hang up there with the big dogs like a Gear 5 Luffy manga, or Shanks, or in any of like the early mangas. I mean, we could see only a couple weeks into the set's life, the lowest verified is 352 on this guy, which is pretty cheap. When it first came out, there were a couple sales for a little over 500, but it's just been dropping. People are trying to move these. People keep pulling these, and while this is a great card, manga and collector wise, this is not that great. we've seen a couple of the other ones fluctuating as well, like the Chopper I have seen go up in price. But we're really going to focus on O8 today. Here I've got all the SPs pulled up, and one that people were underestimating at first is the Gecko Moria, starting off at like 50 bucks, going to 70, going to 75, 85, 98. And now we're balanced out at like $100, $120 for your lowest near mint verified for this. And that's just because Dofi's on the rise, man. Like, the Warlord's engine is very, very powerful. I've been playing a deck that isn't Dofi, but plays the Warlord engine that I'd like to share with you all later this week. So stay tuned for that. And if you're a fan of this content, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down there. It really helps me out, especially since I've been out of the grind for a bit. YouTube likes to kick me out of the algorithm when I come back. So smashing that like button and hitting that subscribe button, even dropping a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite card out of O8 is. Will really help me and help other people see this video, and I greatly appreciate it. But Dofi is really on the rise with the new starter decks, the revamped starter decks coming out in a couple weeks. I think the end of October, actually. Dofi gets a really, really strong boost in the 7 Warlords engine as a whole, but specifically Dofi as a leader. And it quickly becomes one of, if not the best deck. So Moria not having a reprint until that deck comes out, and then also being the highest rarity version, like I see why this has a $120 price tag on it. So if you have these, I do suggest moving them now. I don't really think it's gonna go much higher than 120. You can see, like, there's only 15 listings, sure, but people are gonna continue to pull these and sell them, and I don't think people are gonna want to pay more than 120. We can actually see sales here stopping right around 100. Like, there's one for 120, but most are like 100 and lower. Here's another for 120, but yeah, I really don't think it's going to go too much higher than that. So if you pull one of these, I do recommend trying to move it if you're not going to use it. And then one right there with it is also Queen. This was also underestimated and undervalued, like right when it came out at 80 bucks. Like, I thought that was pretty cheap, with this also not having a reprint, being out of a starter deck. We don't get a reprint for it until Premium Booster, so that's kind of whatever. But if you like max rarity, this is going to be your max rarity Queen blocker, which is just a purple staple at this point. This card's incredibly good, and has been ever since it came out. But like, your lowest verified is 90 bucks on it, and if you don't want to pay that, then I do know that it comes out of the Premium Booster and will have a full art version, I'm pretty sure, of the original art. So that'll be another nice option. And then Pudding, this one actually has been going up. I don't know why it says we're still gathering price data. Even though there's a lot of sales. This has been going up. We can actually look at some of the older sales down at like 60 bucks. The listings just got bought until it hit like 100. So if you have one of these, I definitely recommend moving it as well. You know, Big Mom stuff is not the best in the room right now. Pudding is still very strong. Cat's pretty strong deck, always has been, always will be. But this is one of your higher rarity versions of this card. The next being the Treasure Cup version. So people are definitely trying to pick this up because it's beautiful. It's actually really textured and foiled. These SPs look fantastic. I really like how these look. So I mean, your lowest verified for a near mint is going to be 110, and I'd go ahead and offload it if you can. Right there with this Bonnie. Actually, Bonnie might be worth holding onto for future Supernova support, because this is your highest rarity of this card as well. And right now, Supernovas aren't too hot. You know, Bonnie as a deck is still, sure, it's a strong deck, but competitively viable. I don't think it's really up there in the top ranks right now. But 82 bucks, I do think you could squeeze a few more dollars out of this if you wait for some more Supernova support, which I do think we'll get down the line. And then we have the 7-drop Rush Ace. Now, this isn't the highest version. You know, there is the manga, but most people don't play with mangas. So this is going to be right there, rivaling the original alt art out of 02. And your nearest mint for this is 60 bucks as well. This actually has been going down. This was really hyped up at the beginning, being like 100, and has just kind of continually gone down. Not that it's a bad card, but it's just not as played as people thought. You know, like you can slap this into Ace, you can slap this into Marco, you can slap this into Whitebeard, but those decks aren't really great right now. I mean, they're kind of just average. in my mind. And with the Whitebeard deck coming out here soon, I could see this going back up. So maybe hold on to your aces, because there will be some Whitebeard hype here in a few weeks. And then same with Tashigi, there will be some Smoker hype in a few weeks, you know. This actually has been bought out, 6 listings left because it was so cheap. People just kept buying these up for like 40, 50 bucks. And I think that's a steal. I think that's a great buy. This card being a 2K counter, having a lot of different versions of this this card. I mean, you have the winner from the tournament packs. You have the new print out of the premium Bandai set. You have the championship version. Like, this card has so many different versions to it. We can actually take a look at them here in just a second, but I do think that this is going to be your highest rarity technically, and at least the most, like, the prettiest version you can get. But I do think this card is one of those that has a lot of prints for nice rarity. Like, you have the original one for sure. You have the tournament pack reprint, and then you have the premium Bandai binder one. You have the winter pack one. You have the celebration pack one from Nationals, and then you have this one. So this one, looking at the price of the rest of them, this one definitely is going to be your highest rarity and most expensive version. And like I said, probably the best looking one. I don't know. I do have this Bandai card one. This one looks really nice. They did a nice job with those, but definitely probably going to be taking it by the SP. So next, let's take a look at these leader cards from 08. These actually have been going down really hard. I know when we looked at them last, like, there was not even one over $100 on pre-sale. So these really have shot down hard, and I think it's justified. You know, these leaders are decent leaders, but they're not anything game warping, and that kind of shows on their prices. You know, putting on before release, like, we had a couple sales a little above $100, and then it swiftly dropped below $100, and has been just falling them from there. Like, we're talking 66 for your lowest near mint, which isn't bad for a leader that has the waifu tax and is actually strong. You know, if you haven't played against Pudding yet, yeah, this deck's strong. Like, ramp to 10 mom and just continuously drop mom after mom after mom. It can be hard to keep up with if you're not playing the right deck. And then right there behind Pudding is Marco. And I think this is because this leader has a lot of potential, but it's also the husbando tax. I mean, look at the guy. Like, they really went all out with this artwork. They even got the veins popping out of his neck. It's kind of creepy. But the potential behind a red-blue leader is there, and the effect is actually really, really strong. I just don't think we have the cards to make Marco a tier 1 threat right now. So he's sitting right below 50 bucks. You know, I don't think that's a bad price for him either. Like, he was at 93 at the beginning and just slowly came down to about 50 bucks. You know, he's not really doing anything in the meta. I don't see why he should be super expensive, but with the new starter deck coming out for Whitebeard Pirates, there are a couple cards you can put in here that are pretty decent for it. So there's that, but who knows? Maybe we'll get some more better support down the line that can make Marco even better. And then behind Marco, surprisingly, is Carrot. Actually, these next 4 are all about the same price. So Carrot is also just another average green leader, you know, not too strong, really. Just being very leader or archetypally locked into minks just kind of holds this leader back, I think. But I think that's what balances it. If it didn't have that lock, it would just be like a better Perona with no black. So I don't know. But 2873 for your lowest verified, that's not too bad for an alt art leader. You know, I do see this going down. I see these next 4 continuing to go down. I think the only one I could see go up is Calgara, just because it has, I mean, it's just a decently strong deck, but I don't think we're going to get too much more Sky Island support, at least not right now. So, Chopper, I love Chopper. I'm sad that this leader wasn't better. I think this one is very generic, though. You just have to have animal stuff, maybe Drum Kingdom stuff, but definitely animal. If we get more animal support in the future, this could be better. But right now, Zoro does what this deck wants to do and just kind of does it better. So that's why this is only about 25 for your lowest verified. And then Calgara, this one also has been falling down. You're looking at 29 for your lowest verified. I think this one has the most potential out of these 4. It's just strong. I mean, it's just a fast-paced yellow deck that does stuff that other yellow decks don't really do. and it's not your typical heal yellow deck or mess with your opponent's life yellow deck. You know, you kind of just spam the board. You can heal maybe once or twice, and just kind of defend yourself really, really well. I really like it. I definitely want to try this leader out. So if you've got a Calgary leader, I'd probably hold on to it. I always say hold on to your alt art leaders, you know, even if they're going down in value. There's only a few times I would tell you to probably move them, but I collect alt art leaders, so I wouldn't personally move them unless I had a duplicate copy. So another one that's been just going down, like, I mean, this one started really low at 50 bucks is King, and we're at 25 for your lowest verified right now, which I do think this leader has potential. It's just another one of those decks that I feel like relies too heavily on Onigashima Island. Like, you really, really want to see that card so you can just ramp really fast, play a bunch of big bodies, play a couple blockers, and win the game. And I just think we're in a faster meta than that. So maybe this will have a home one day, or I guess have a better deck to call this leader a home one day. But for now, don't think it's happening. We got Monkey D. Luffy Treasure Rare out of this set. This one is actually beautiful. I've seen it in person. It looks really, really nice. But even this card has a lot of prints now. This card just came out, man. We have the Super, we have the Alt out of there. There's the cereal version, there's this version, and then there's also like 2 other promo versions that Japan has. Japan in the East, and I imagine we'll get those eventually, but if you count those, that's like 6 different versions of this card, and it just came out for us back in, what, the end of June? July? Like, that's crazy. But your lowest verified is 45 bucks. I don't think this is worth holding on to, honestly. If there's gonna be those other prints of this card, like, if you pull one of these, unless you really want a playset and you really want to play this version, I would just try to trade it for something else that you want. And then another one that has been actually creeping back up is Jack. So this one started at like 50 bucks and went down to like 35 and crept back up to like 42, 43. And we can see lowest verified is 40 bucks. People are just listing them. The other day it was a little higher, more at like 42, 45. But yeah, Jack, I think, is the new menace of the black decks. This card is absolutely insane. It's so powerful. If you haven't played against or played with Jack yet, well, 1, I'd be surprised. But 2, you're in for a rude awakening. This card's really, really hard to get rid of, and it's really, really powerful. And I think that warrants that price tag. You know, if you have these, I'd probably hold on to them. This card's going to be played for a while, in my mind. In all black decks, like, this card's just that good. And then another one I think that people are underestimating is Charlotte Linlin Purple, the 9 cost one that just came out. I actually just traded one of these yesterday for something, but I had no plans to play it or pick up the rest of the playset. But if you are planning to play a purple deck anytime in the near future and you want to bling out, I do recommend grabbing these. I really only see these staying at 25 or going up. I don't really think it's going to go down, but like, these were cheaper than this to start, and then they kind of went back up. But there's just been a lot of sales. Like, people have been buying this card a lot, like a lot. And I want to say it was cheaper than 25 to start, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I can't load past that. We're going to go over time. But yeah, definitely pick up this card if you don't have it and you want to bling out your purple stuff. I think now's the time to grab it. Another one that's gone shot to the roof is Rayleigh Alt. This was like at 35 bucks and is now like your lowest verified, almost $50. This card's good. This card's really, really good for red decks. I think that red decks right now just aren't good. So once red decks are good, this card will be through the roof. And yeah, this looks fantastic. I have one. I'm actually about to move it. If you have these, I would move them at around 50 bucks. I do think that that's a pretty fair value. And I'd try to pick up a playset of the regular ones because the regular ones look just as good. Unless you're trying to bling out, I'd try and grab these for 20 bucks now before they go any higher, because this card's phenomenal. This card, like I said, if red becomes good, which we know red gets better in 09 with Shanks, this card is really, really strong. Just being able to give debuffs to stuff and then pop something as well, like, it's just so good. Next we have Kaido Alt Art. I think this is another one people are sleeping on. We can actually see the market agrees with us there because it was cheap and then got bought and is now almost 20 bucks for your lowest verified. Like, this card's really, really good. If you don't have a playset of at least the supers, I'd go ahead and grab them. But like, I mean, this card kind of just gets around the like characters that cannot be KO'd stuff. And in black decks, being able to trash a 7 with your minus cost, you can easily make it a 10 in most decks. And you also get to trash a card from their hand. Like, this card's insane. And you're sticking a 9k body, and it's 9 cost. It's hard to remove. Like, really, really good card. I really like this card. One that I think is slept on, specifically because we did not have Law Tier 0 format over here, is Pudding 3-drop. This deck doesn't really have a great home right now, but I do think it will in the future. Just being a mini kit effect, being able to get that Dawn bag is really, really strong. And these are only 15 bucks. Like, that's super cheap for such a powerful card that's also searchable for Big Mom Pirates. Like, this might not be good for Pudding right now because you're not really doing a lot of Dawn minusing in that deck. You're really trying to Dawn plus. But we just got leaks that set 11 is going back to Whole Cake Island. And with new Purple Big Mom support from this set, I believe that we will get another purple something Big Mom leader out of the next one. We know they said that there will be a Katakuri leader. And I have a feeling it's going to be purple black, because we also have a black-yellow Big Mom, and I think that giving some black Big Mom cards can be really cool to see a purple-black cat leader, as well as more support to the black-yellow Big Mom leader. And if we have a purple-black leader, you know they like to Dawn minus to do stuff, so this card would probably be really good in there. I definitely recommend grabbing these. If you're a purple fan and you like to do your Dawn minus stuff, this is really cheap, really good price point, and I could really only see it going up if Dawn minus becomes really popular again. Another one that you got to watch out for if you pull out of packs is Jack just regular super. This is one of the higher, I think this is the most expensive super in the set, actually, at 618, which is crazy to say because just a couple sets ago we were looking at $20 supers right out of a pack, but now we're at like $6. Jack is a monster. If you don't have a playset of this card, grab it now before it goes any higher. I don't really see it going too much higher, but definitely worth picking up a playset of this card. It's just bananas. Another one that I think you should have a playset of is Black Maria. This one also hyped on release at 20 bucks, is fallen off down to about $5-6 for your lowest verified. It's just a really good card. It just doesn't have a great home right now without Law. But I do think we'll get there eventually. And yeah, like I said, I do think we'll get like a purple black cat leader. I think that could be really cool because then you can play Big Mom stuff and the new black Animal Kingdom Pirates, kind of like what King wants to do, but with it being cat, it'll probably be better. I don't know. We'll have to see, but this might be a card you want to throw in there. And it's a 2K and it's searchable. Come on, man. Just grab your playset. Another one you should have a playset of, I just mentioned, was the 9 Mom Super. This is already at like $3. I think this one will hold too. Like, it was cheaper than that a little bit ago, but then people started buying them. Like, we're seeing like $2, $1.50, and now we're looking at like $3 for these. So yeah, $3 for your lowest verified. Definitely worth picking up before it goes higher. And then, oh man, this one. I pulled one of these. This card looks like shit. Let me tell you, I hate the way this card looks. The regular secret looks so much better, but this card is really a flop, and I like to say pick up a secret rare playset of every secret that comes out, but this one's like might be the exception. This card is in theory really strong, but just feels like you don't get the chance to resolve it if you're playing against a deck that has removal. And then when you do resolve it, unless you have a crazy ramp or something, there's no way you're getting enough Dawn back to like do anything crazy. Like, you have to go all minus Dawn. The only leaders I could see this working with is maybe like Red Purple Luffy, where you get to go and get another Dawn back, but then you don't take another turn. You're going to be on 3 Dawn again the next turn. Like, it just feels bad. This feels really bad. King can definitely take advantage of this, you know, play it, and then the next turn play like a Sabo, and then play, I don't know, like play a Kid Blocker, then play a Sabo, so then you at least get one of your Dawn back. Or maybe Black Maria, that'd be better. Play your Black Maria and then get some Dawn back. I don't know. This card just doesn't, it's just too costly. And while it is only $3, I would say maybe grab a couple of them. I don't ever see you throwing a playset of this card into a deck, though, if I'm being honest. And unfortunately, the alt is only like 10 bucks as well. There's not really any texture on it either. They kind of did a bad job and put all the texture onto this one, which I'm okay with. The art on this one's gas. It's absolutely sick. But that's my opinion on Kaido Linlin. Let me know what you think about that card down in the comments. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. And yeah, we've only got a couple cards here left. One that I want to talk about is Queen Searcher. I think this one has potential just with Animal Kingdom Pirates having 3 different colorways already. This card, as well as Who's Who from 04. Definitely worth considering picking up if you're a fan of the Animal Kingdom stuff. Just being a 1-drop 5 card searcher. Like, if it's not this one, just get the rares. But this one is like $7. I mean, $8, $7, $8. That's not bad coming out of a set for a searcher that's not a super impactful archetype out the gate. And then we got Carrot. This one's like also $3 for whatever reason. Like, I mean, yeah, it's got a couple homes and a couple decks, and this card is really, really strong. But we really just don't have a great place to put this card yet. Like, once we get another really strong green leader, which I do see happening eventually. Don't know when. They've kind of been giving green the shaft for a while. I don't know. This card is really, really strong, though. If you don't have a playset of it, I'd definitely grab it before it goes any higher. Not saying that it will, but $3 for your super, you probably want to grab it at $3 rather than $5, right? Another one, like I said, when we were looking at the alt, is the Super Kaido. Definitely grab a playset of this at $1 each. That's a really, really good price for this card. This card's really, really strong. And then last card we're going to talk about is Nami. Nami alt is doing Nami alt things. You have one lowest verified for 35, but then it's like 37 and up from there. This card's really good for yellow. What can I say? Like, this card really has a home in trigger heavy yellow decks like Cat, Anel, Vegapunk, maybe even Robin next set. I definitely think you would run this in Robin. It's just a strong card. Like, you just get good value out of it. So $35, I don't think that's bad for a Nami alt. I mean, we've seen a lot of Nami alts be more expensive than that off the bat. And then the regular super actually is pretty pricey, $5 out of this set. And yellow's not really doing a whole lot right now, at least not with this card. So it being $5, I think, comes from it being Nami, and also that it has potential for the future. This card is really, really strong, so I would grab some now before they go up any higher. But that's going to be all I have for you today. I really appreciate you watching and sticking around to the end of this video. I know it was longer, but I'm glad to be back. I'll have some more content out for you the rest of this week, so if you want to see that, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.